जय नितिलीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र शद श्री श्रीमद् भय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय नितिलीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र शद श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय नितिलीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद श्रील गौर किशोर दास बाबू जी महाराज की जय। जय नितिलीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद श्रील सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय नित्यलीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्रील जगन्नाथ दास बाबू जी महाराज की जय। श्री गौरिया वैष्णव गुरुवर्ग की जय। नमाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओ गौरी से समुद्रवेरी हरे कृष्ण, ओ गौरी से समुद्रवेरी हरे कृष्ण, ओ गौरी से समुद्रवेरी हरे कृष्ण, ओ गौरी से श्री गुरु एंड श्री गौरांग, ओ गौरी से श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So, reading today from Grantharaj, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9, text 29, text 28. Evam janam nipatitam prabhavahi kupe. Kamabhikamam manuya prapattan prasangat. Kritvatmasat surarashina bhagavan grihita. Soham katam nu visrijetava bhritya sevam. Evam janam nipatitam prabhavahi kupe. Kamabhikamam manuya prapattan prasangat. Kritvatmasat surarshina bhagavan grihita. Soham katam nu visrijetava bhritya sevam. Evam janam nipatitam prabhavahi kupe. Kamabhikamam manuya prapattan prasangat. Kritvatmasat surarshina bhagavan grihita. Soham katam nu visrijetava bhritya sevam. Evam janam nipatitam prabhavahi kupe. Kamabhikamam manuya prapattan prasangat. Kritvatmasat surashina bhagavan grihita. Soham katam nu visrijetava bhritya sevam. Evam janam nipatitam prabhavami kupe. Ramam manuya prapattam prasangat. Hetva Surashina Bhagavan Grihita Soham Katam Nirvishaje Tava Bhritya Sevam Evam Janam Nipatitam Prabhavahi Kuhe Amabhikam Anuya Prapaptam Prasangat Dvatmasat Surashina Bhagavan Grihitaha Soham Katam Nu Vrisije Tava Bhritya Sevam Matajis. Evam Janam Nipatitam Prabhavahi Kupe Kama Bhikama Manuya Prapatan Prasangat Kritvatmasat Surashina Bhagavan Grihita Soham Katam Nu Visaje Tava Bhritya Sevam Evam Janam Rapitam Prabhavahi Kupe Araviyam Panuyaya Prapatan Prasangat Kritvatmasat Surashina Bhagavan Grihitaha Soham Katam Nu Visije Tava Bhritya Sevyam Evam Janam Nipatitam Prabhavahi Kupe Bhipama Manuya Prapatam Prasangat Ritvatmasat Surashina Bhagavan Grihitaha Soham Katam Nu Visije Tava Bhritya Sevam Evam Thus Janam, people in general, Nipatitam, fallen, Prabhava, of material existence, Ahikupe, in a blind well full of snakes, Kama Abhikamam, desiring the sense objects, Anu, following, Yaha, the person who, Prapatan, falling down in this condition, Prasangat, because of bad association or increased association with material desires, Kritva Atmasat, causing me to acquire spiritual qualities like himself, Sri Narad, Sura Rishina, by the great saintly person Narad. Bhagavan, O my Lord, Grihitaha, accepted, Saha, that person, Aham, I, Katham, how, Nu, indeed, Visrije, can give up, Tava, your, Dhritya Sevam, the service of your pure devotee. Translation. My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of my association with material desires, one after another, I was gradually falling into a blind well full of snakes, following the general populace. But your servant Narad Muni kindly accepted me as his disciple, and instructed me how to achieve this transcendental position. Therefore, my first duty is to serve him. How could I leave his service? Purport. As will be seen in later verses, even though Prahlad Maharaj was directly offered all the benedictions he might have desired, he refused to accept such offerings from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. On the contrary, he asked the Lord to engage him in the service of his servant, Narad Muni. This is the symptom of a pure devotee. One should serve the spiritual master first. It is not that one should bypass the spiritual master and desire to serve the Supreme Lord. This is not the principle for a Vaishnav. Narottam Das Thakur says, Tandeya Charon Shebi Bhakta Shonibash, Jonme Jonme Hoy E Obhilash. One should not be anxious to offer direct service to the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised that one become a servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. Gopi Bhartu Pada Kamalayor Dasa Nudasa Nudasa. This is the process for approaching the Supreme Lord. The first service should be rendered to the spiritual master so that by his mercy one can approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead to render service. While teaching Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Loto Bij. One can achieve the seed of devotional service by the mercy of the Guru, the spiritual master, and then by the mercy of Krishna. This is the secret of success. First, one should try to please the spiritual master, and then one should attempt to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur also says, Yasya Prasadad Bhagavat Prasado. One should not attempt to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead by concoction. One must first be prepared to serve the spiritual master. And when one is qualified, he is automatically offered the platform of direct service to the Lord. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj proposed that he engage in the service of Narad Muni. He never proposed that he engage directly in the service of the Lord. This is the right conclusion. Therefore he said, Soham katham nu visije tava bhritya sevam. How can I give up the service of my spiritual master, who has favored me in such a way that I am now able to see you face to face? Prahlad Maharaj prayed to the Lord that he might continue to engage in the service of his spiritual master, Narad Muni. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Jnanatirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpite Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvashe Namaha Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja Ki Jai. So we'll have some brief comments now on this section of Srimad Bhagavatam so that we can keep on going with our preparations for this very monumental day. Today is a very lovely day because, as Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport, we've been singing and dancing and we've been celebrating Sri Krishna Janmashtami for all of yesterday, and I think that's why I've busted my voice. I didn't realize how much I've busted it until I began singing. So, in this way, we've been celebrating this. But of course, we could only be able to have the opportunity to celebrate this Janmashtami celebration by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. And we see this in the Gora Arti. We hear about the glorious description, right? Narad, Shuka, all of these personalities, they're there. And they're worshipping Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? And we're describing this as we sing Gora Arti every evening, so wonderfully, so effulgently. And yet, even though we describe that, are we seeing it, right? We are saying, oh, all of these personalities are engaged in this form of worship. But is that what we see with our eyes? Well, at least I don't see it, right? But that thankfully is not what we pray when we sing the bhajan. Because what do we sing? Bhakti Vinod Dekhe. We sing that Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he is seeing these things. And we are simply assisting in that service, right? We are simply assisting, we are worshipping Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. As Bhakti Vinod Thakur sees these things, we worship him in seeing these things, right? We do not access a vision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead independently. We do not even access worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead independently. It is only by the mercy of the spiritual master that we are able to have any connection with the Supreme Personality. It is only through connection with the sadhu, through worship of the Vaishnav, that we are able to speak words. We should think when we are singing bhajans, not that, oh yes, I'm seeing these things, not that Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, right? Not that they are the essence of my heart, the essence of my japa, the essence of my dharma, because they are not. But they were the essence, and they are the essence and the heart of our great acharyas. This is the principle of Krishna consciousness. And so, we see this. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says, Vaishnavism is a contradiction. Because on the one hand, in order to practice Vaishnavism, we need gurus, right? And this is what the whole purport is about, right? And yet on the other hand, he says, the moment a Vaishnav becomes a guru, they stop being a Vaishnav. So here there is a tension, there is a contradiction. But of course this is fulfilled and it is perfected, because of course, if one begins to take the abhiman, the identity, oh, I am a guru, and these people, they are serving me, then one has lost Vaishnavata. There is no more the Vaishnav quality remaining. However, this is resolved in the fact that the great spiritual master sees themselves only as engaging in the service of their spiritual master. And this is, again, something we see here. Not only is it that one can only access Krishna through service of the spiritual master, but once one has accessed Krishna through the service of the spiritual master, one continues to perpetually have this relationship. And we see this with Srila Prabhupada. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is very nicely glorified as the first Western Vaishnav. And sometimes when devotees hear this, they think, oh wait, what? Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he is in Bengal, right? During the British Raj. How can we say he is the first Western Vaishnav? But we say this because Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was a product of such an intense colonial education system that in many ways he was more westernized than most of us, actually. And so, with this positionality, he of course does not have, in terms of his pastime, such affection for Srimad Bhagavatam or the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in fact, you'll see in early writings of Thakur Bhaktivinoda, he seems to dismiss the Bhagavatam, our great Shastras. He seems to dismiss them as books of fairy tales, as irrelevant texts. Of course then, in terms of his pastime, he finds a copy of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and after studying its pages, he realizes the depths of our philosophy. And then what does he do? He envisions a form of Krishna consciousness, a form of Gauriya Vaishnavism that is not taken as some form of superstition, that is not subject to the degradation. Evam parampara praptam, right? We hear about how the parampara will go, but then sakkaleneha mahata and yogo nashta parantapa. By the influence of time, the parampara will wane and it'll come back. And so with the position that the Gauriya Vaishnav, parampara, sampradaya was in at the time. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he envisioned a revisioning. He envisioned a reinvigoration of this Krishna consciousness movement. And in his envisioning of it, what he envisioned, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he implemented, right? He realized. And so the vision that Thakur Bhaktivinoda had of a Gauriya Vaishnavism, that is contemporary, that is dynamic, that can address all those issues, right, that modernity has brought along. This was taken into shape. So that which was envisioned by Thakur Bhaktivinoda, it was given shape by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. But that which Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada gave shape to, Srila Prabhupada realized all around the world. And so we can see Srila Prabhupada's perfection. It is found in the sense that he is continuously serving the flow of the parampara. What is being passed down in conception of Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada, he has realized it. And for this, Srila Prabhupada, he has occupied that grand position that he has in history, that service to Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. In this way, we can see the glories of Srila Prabhupada are in his realization of this plan. And now what do we see? All around the world, hundreds of temples. Right? Sometimes we'll say, Prabhupada, he is no longer present, right? Say, Prabhupada, disappearance day, this is what we observe. But Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, he would always say, my Guru Maharaj, he has not disappeared. His mercy, it is always here. I do not like to speak of a disappearance day. This is what Gaur Govinda Maharaj would speak of. And how is that? This is because Srila Prabhupada, in the books and in the temples that he has given us, in the teachings that he has given, he is eternally continuing to manifest this service, right? Our position is not that we are doing anything else. Prabhupada, he's the founder Acharya, and we are not doing anything else than trying somehow or another to assist this grand service that Srila Prabhupada is doing. We know Srila Prabhupada, he is engaging in that greatest of service, right? In that greatest of service to his spiritual master. And our prayer should simply be that with one iota, one drop of that dedication and intensity that Srila Prabhupada has in serving his spiritual master, we should have just one drop of that in serving Srila Prabhupada. And what is that service? Again, today is Vyasa Puja. Vyasa means he who divides, right? And we will think division is a bad thing, right? Division is something that is negative, but it's not. Division is how we create form, right? When we are carving something beautiful from marble, we are dividing the marble, right? But we are dividing it to create something fantastic. And so division is not inherently a bad thing. Division often is a constructive thing. And it is so with the work of Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva, in his compilation of the Vedic literature, he has divided them insofar as to make them accessible, in order to make them something that is tasteable, right? In order to make them something that is coherent. And again, Srila Prabhupada, he is embodying not only the aspect of Vyas Puja, in the sense that Vyas Puja is a perpetual worship of the spiritual master. And so on this day, we are worshipping Srila Prabhupada, who is engaged in worship of his spiritual master. Not only is Prabhupada embodying this, but he is also embodying that role of Vyasadeva in dividing the Shastras, in the sense that he has given us his wonderful purports and his transcendental translations. Srila Prabhupada, he is embodying that work of Vyasadeva in this way. Today it is very trendy. It is very trendy to have the 24-hour kirtans at temples, right? This is a very cool thing, right? Everyone seems to be doing it, right? We're having kirtan melas and non-stop kirtans, right? And of course, when we hear of this, we think we'll sit down with harmoniums and, people do that trick with the mridanga where they play one side with both hands, right? And we think of this is kirtan mela. But actually we see Srila Prabhupada in the writing of his books And in the distribution of his books, he was engaged in a 24-hour kirtan for 12 years non-stop in establishing this Krishna consciousness movement. This is a 24-hour kirtan. And if we can serve Srila Prabhupada's books, this is a kirtan that is most pleasing to Prabhupada. I heard once one memory of Srila Prabhupada by Srila Tripurari Swami Maharaj. And Maharaj was saying, at night, he was going past Srila Prabhupada's room. And he was a young sannyasi, I think. He was in his mid-20s when he took sannyas, right? So Maharaj, he's in his very, in the prime of his youth. And he's walking along. And he hears from Prabhupada's room. Prabhupada, he's engaged in the translation work of Srimad Bhagavatam. And as Maharaj hears that, he thinks, I'm a young sannyasi, I'm getting ready to rest. And here is Srila Prabhupada in his old age, and he is still composing this literature. And Maharaj, he said, in that moment he had a realization. We know Srila Prabhupada says, ISKCON is what? ISKCON is his body, right? Prabhupada says this, ISKCON is my body. But Maharaj, he said, in that moment he realized, ISKCON might be Srila Prabhupada's body, but book distribution is Srila Prabhupada's soul. This is the service that Prabhupada is engaged in to his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, that fully makes him embody these qualities of Vyasadeva for this Vyas Puja. And so we see, with this glorification of his spiritual master, with this service of his spiritual master, what is the result? Right? What is his result? Is the result that Prabhupada has no fame? No. This is the mystery of Vaishnavism. When we empty ourselves in service, when we want nothing for ourselves. Even we read in Lilamrita, when Srila Prabhupada arrived in America, he was still saying, oh, I will run my preaching in the name of one of my godbrothers, right? Prabhupada had such little desire to glorify himself, right? And again, this is the mystery of Krishna consciousness. The great acharyas, the great sadhus, they run away from fame, and because of that, fame finds them fully. What do we see? Srila Prabhupada, in his elder years, right? He is doing all of these things, right? What is the whole world chasing after? The whole world is chasing after youth. Longevity, youth. We see this all the time. That's why you see all these rich billionaires, they're 80, 90 years old, right? And they're on their 8th wife who's 22 or 23 or something, right? Because they're hungering for youth, right? All the politicians, they're trying to do big campaigns, so that the youth, they will have the youth in their hand, right? Everyone is always competing. If they can have the attention of the youth, then they can have what? They can have all of that youthful energy. This is what everyone is campaigning for. And what do we see? Srila Prabhupada, he arrives in America, and he's not trying to broadcast himself. He's not trying to announce himself. He's simply trying to spread the message of Krishna consciousness. He's simply trying to serve his spiritual master. And what do we see? We see all of the videos of ISKCON in its early years, and Prabhupada is surrounded by all of these youth, right? They're also attracted to Srila Prabhupada. And what are they saying? They're saying, Jaya Prabhupada, right? Prabhupada, he has captured that, right? He has captured that which everyone is hankering for. We can see the value of Prabhupada and the value of his service in that he was so attractive. He is so attractive, so effulgent, so beautiful in his act of emptying himself in service to a spiritual master, that people were ready and still continue to be ready. We see with so many great devotees. They're so ready to sacrifice the most valuable commodity that is available, and that is their youth. We will see this today when we see all of the great Prabhupada disciples who will be joining us. We can think, right? They are such a testimony in their love for Srila Prabhupada. That is a testimony both to their own spiritual advancement, but also to the glories of Prabhupada, that he captured these hearts so fully and made them give what? Made them give everything. You read the early years of ISKCON, right? And you see these people, they've sacrificed all so much, right? Given so much away. This is the attractiveness of Prabhupada. So, in this way, we see Prabhupada in his embodying the qualities of Vyasadeva, in his embodying the qualities of Vyas Puja, by both engaging in constant service to his spiritual master, and also in providing such great access to his transcendental literature, right? Prabhupada, he is so glorious, so wonderful, that he captures the whole world, right? Prabhupada, he is so wonderful, right? Everybody loves him. So, on this day we are celebrating the appearance day of this great, great sadhu, and we are having such a great fortune that we are able to glorify his glorification of his spiritual master. So we can pray that hopefully one day we will be able to render a service even slightly as pleasing to Srila Prabhupada as he has rendered to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Avirbhava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Vyas Puja Maha Mahotsava ki jai. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya.